Hello and welcome. My name is Alex Ford and this is my self-improvement presentation. Have you ever wanted to understand where assertion and aggression appear in your life? I know I have. In the book that I chose, it outlines areas where these things occur and helps you understand and interpret them better. The book, People Skills: How to Assert Yourself, Listen to Others, and Resolve Conflict, is written by Robert Bolton, and it was a good choice for this presentation because it is a good example on identifying where these behaviors occur in my life. I chose this book because I feel that it is important in understanding nonverbal cues and skills to reach conflict management, as well as becoming a good active listener. First, I will show you how to create a three-part assertion message. Next, steps to becoming a good active listener. Then, the 3 rules to conflict management. And finally, I will briefly explain 3 concepts that I applied into my life from this book. Moving from the introduction, I will now speak on 3 important topics from the book that also related to concepts from class. The first is creating a 3-part assertion message. Step 1 is description of your behavior. Creating a description of your behavior is essential in this step, as is it to be a non-judgmental step. This stage is used to identify how someone else violated your personal space. Step 2 is disclose your feelings. This step explains to another person how they affected you in your personal space. Start this step with I feel statements. The third step is to clarify the effect. This helps you clarify your feelings to the other person by using because statements. It allows you to express your feelings properly. So, with these 3 steps, you start with I feel this way because this. Now that I've shown you how to create a 3-part assertion message, I will now explain 3 steps in being a great active listener. Attending skills is skill 1, which include body language, body movements, posture, and gestures. These 4 things show how attentive you are in the conversation to the other person. Eye contact in this step is also very important because it shows how you are psychologically present in the conversation. Following skills is skill set number 2. That includes door openers, minimal encourages, infrequent questions, and attentive silence. Door openers are creating entryways into the conversation. Minimal encourages are keeping the conversation going. Infrequent questions is not asking complicated questions, just understanding the messages you're getting. And then attentive silence is being silent in the silence. By doing these 4 things, it allows you to stay active in what the listener is telling you. Reflecting skills is skill set number 3, and this helps you understand the message coming from the speaker. Responding by reflecting the thoughts and the feelings that are coming from the other person is ideal in listening skills and being a better active listener. Now that I've explained 3 steps to becoming a great active listener, I will now show the 3 rules in resolving conflict. Rule 1 is treating the other person with respect. To avert disrespect, you must always exert energy in understanding the other person is equal to you in dialogue. Rule 2 is listen until you understand the other person's content, meaning, and feelings. This allows you to understand the person completely and walk a day in their shoes and see the message from their point of view. This step is not merely just understanding and reciting what they're saying. You really want to feel the power of the message that they're giving you in this step. Rule 3 is stating your views, needs, and feelings. This step allows you to communicate what you're actually feeling to the other person properly. Now that I've explained 3 topics from class that were very important in the book, now I can show you 3 different tips and concepts that I took from the book and applied into my life. The first tip is applying submissive behaviors into my life. I got a mixed outcome from applying these because I applied it in a work setting. So I wasn't as aggressive as I usually am towards my employees, so I was more lenient and more laid back. So I wasn't telling them this, and that, and constantly being on their back to do stuff. This actually proved to be degrading to me because my manager actually used that as a coaching moment to coach me how to be a better manager. Tip 2 was applying aggressive behaviors into my life. This proved to be effective as opposed to submissive behaviors because with me being more aggressive in my constant telling my other employees what to do, they did the work that I wanted them to do, and it actually accomplished work that I didn't need to do. One con from applying aggressive behaviors into my life was that my employees got more my employees got more and more annoyed with me through this. The third tip is the 3 qualities to good communication, which the first good quality is genuineness, which means openness and honesty. The second is non-possessive love, which means accepting others for who they truly are. The third is empathy, which means feeling the other person on the level that they're feeling and from their point of view. This was effective for me because I applied it in a setting where my mom was feeling sad, and I was able to comfort her through exerting these 3 great qualities of communication. In conclusion, this book gives a good insight to assertion and aggression and where they occur in my life. The book, People Skills, How to Assert Yourself, Listen to Others, and Resolve Conflict, written by Robert Bolton, was a good choice for this presentation because it was an amazing example on applying these behaviors and identifying these behaviors in my life. In this presentation, first I showed you how to create a 3-part assertion message. Next, I showed you the effective skills to active listening. Then, the 3 rules to resolving a conflict. And finally, a brief explanation of the concepts and tips that I implemented into my life from the book. When you know areas that you want to improve upon in your life, all you have to do next is seek informative information from a credible resource. Robert Bolton did just that by showing me how to be more effective in my communication and also applying these 2 behaviors in my life in a more efficient way. Thank you for listening.